Hey, how's it going? Just planning a hike up Mount Barney. This video is for the hiking group, and we're gonna try to decide how to get to Rum Jungle safely. And so far, from what I'm seeing, it's impossible to get there safely. So let's take a look. Number one is the Mount Barney Southeast Ridge and Peasants Ridge. Where do I have that? Must have missed that one. So check out this 12.6k loop trail near Mount Barney, Queensland. Generally considered a challenging route. It takes an average of 6 hours and 30 minutes to complete. This is a popular trail for backpacking, birding and camping, but you can still enjoy some solitude during quieter times of the day. The trail is open year round and is beautiful to visit any time. You'll need to leave pups at home. Dogs aren't allowed on this trail. So that sounds nice. And let's read the reviews. Clay McCann, who's a pro. We did this up Southeast Ridge and back the South Ridge in a little over 7 hours and 30 minutes. Spectacular views and beautiful weather. I have done many hikes, Kokoda, PNG, multiple GC Kokodas, Oxfam, Milford, and lots in between. This is without a doubt the hardest I have done. Be prepared for some serious rock scrambling up near vertical rock faces with very few safe options if you make a mistake. South Ridge on the way down is more manageable, but nowhere near as challenging. We're happy to tick this one off the bucket list, probably not needing to do this one again. Okay. That was this year. Last week. That was just last week. Fantastic hike. Tony Chen here. Fantastic hike. A lot of rock scrambling and it's really long. Took us 10 hours including having lunch and rest. Recommend starting really early. Okay. Epic. Hannah Troke here. Epic. Sketchy in spots. Trail markers are non-existent and or pretty useless. Took 3 hours up Southeast Ridge and 3 back down south, but lost trail many times. Definitely download all trails offline. Without it you're stuffed. After Old Hut, turn left onto South Ridge. This is where we got super lost. Dang. It's not hard to get lost off the trail. Rebecca Smith, who's also pro, just in April. Not for the faint-hearted. I've done Mount Barney and Halifax. Okay. So have I. And this is way the hardest. Bring ropes. It's scary when the rocks are slippery. And I was spared my fear of heights because cloud cover shielded me from seeing the 300-meter either side drop. The vegetation change from sclerophyll forest to remnant gone wonderland species was epic. Only I was too keen to get off the mountain to enjoy it properly. I'm no serious hiker. When I was there, 2 kids barreled past me, as did a rather overweight man, all who had done Mount Barney multiple times. Interesting. She's gone up Mount Barney and this is harder. Stuffed in the rain, absolute bonkers, going up the rocky climbing bits, height was scary. Very wet and slippery rock climbing, would not recommend for the inexperienced. Hard bloody work, but amazing, quite scary. So it's looking to be this route, Southeast Ridge and Peasants Ridge. Where is it? There it is. That's the route. Oops, hang on a sec. So you can see how the track definitely coming up this part. Look at the drop on either side of that. And look how sheer when you come back. When you come back down here, look how sheer that is. Like, that is sketchy. The problem is I don't really know the best, any better way to get up there. And if we're gonna have full backpacks with camping gear and be pretty heavy, by the sounds of it, people have done quick 7-hour, 8-hour, 9-hour single day hikes. I didn't want to smash myself. I want to get to the Rum Jungle here and have a camp. But if it's going to be sketchy, I don't know. Anyway, let's look at some of the others now. So that was Southeast Ridge and Peasants Ridge. Lower Portals looks to be moderate. This is a straightforward hike along Lower Portals Trail to a couple of amazing waterholes on Mount Barney Creek. The track is well marked and easy to follow, but does have lost it. One of the best hikes I've done lately, even though the track itself can be tricky at times with eroded areas, we still found it easy to move around. Trickiest part was crossing the river over a log when you get to the end of the track, so seems pretty easy and enjoyable. That one, that's the Lower Portals. Cronin Creek. Visit some lovely waterfalls. Rum Jungle camp via Peasants Ridge. Hard. Let's check it out. Right, so Peasants Ridge. Savages Ridge. Mezzanine Ridge. I think this is Peasants Ridge here, the middle one, between Savages and Mezzanine. Anyway, challenging and fun all the way. Well signed and path was clear. Though closer to the top, there are a number of routes which join back together quickly. We had a really windy night at Rum Jungle, but it wasn't too cold in the morning. We climbed most of the way up West Peak, but had to head back down due to time constraints. The downhill was interesting and slow going for me, even with poles. At one point we lost the trail and had to reverse boulder our way down quite a sheer bit. Once we got down the mountain, we had lunch and I cooled my feet in the creek. The trip back seemed so long, even on the flats. Mei Lu. Jacob Smith, what did you say? Exciting and hard trail. Trail crosses waist deep creek in the first few kilometers, but there is a large tree to cross further up the river if you don't want to get wet and start the hike. Easy to get off route on the east summit as it's not marked well as the south side. Almost vertical rock climbing in some select parts. Take very good grippy shoes, lots of water, and keep your load light. High level of fitness is required. Feeling overwhelmed at this experience, said Karen. Physically and mentally exhausting, picturesque the entire way, an honourable way to hike. Grateful for hiking poles. Hard yakka. Quite hard due to length. The app says 14k return, but it was actually near 17 from Yellow Pinch Car Park. There are no views from Rum Jungle Camp. It sits on a saddle between two peaks in a shady forest. Because of the lack of views, we chose to go on to climb the East Peak. That was a fun scramble up and back to Rum Jungle. So yeah, I like this idea. Is coming up the easy way, which I think he said was a young slab section that was a challenge because it had rained the night before and was slippery. Lesson, don't go if it's been raining. There is an alternative trail around this section which we took on the way down that was easier. There is a narrow steep gully that due to the rain was wet, but it has plenty of handholds and convenient tree roots. In total, this trip took 20 k's and 11.5 hours. If I ever do this again, I would camp and break it into 2 days. And that's exactly what we're doing. And I think this this comment has quite a lot to unpack in there. Which seems to be pretty wise. Just he doesn't really tell exactly which route he took. Let's take a look at his activity here. Right. So it looks like the hike. Okay. This looks like it might be the way to go for us, hey? There's only a tricky section here. I think might have been what he was talking about, and possibly one here. But it looks as though you track this river down, you cross it at some point, you go through some forestry, and then you begin your ascent. So there's quite a bit of walking before we actually get to the massive incline. And then it doesn't appear to be as steep and as sketchy as, say, these other tracks here. Like, look at that part right there. That's I don't want to be like hauling a backpack up that section there when we can just easily come around here. These nice wider spread gradients. So that is Rum Jungle Camp via Peastants Ridge. And of course, once we get to the camp, we can go visit the peaks without our backpacks on. So that'll be good. So yeah, guys, in terms of dates, I can do... I'm working next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but I can do the 9th and the 10th. I'm pretty sure I can get those days off. So that's not... Yeah, that's the 9th and the 10th of June. Cool. So let us know what you're thinking, if you're coming, if you're not coming, what route you think we should take. There's a few videos you should probably watch to see what it's sort of like at the sketchy bits. I'm definitely going to bring some rope just in case. Anyway, that's the proposed plan. See you soon.